What is it like being a Jamaican living in Costa Rica? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com. And today, on this edition on Jamaicans to the World, we're going to speak to Craig Lewars, who is a Jamaican living in Costa Rica. Craig, how are you doing today, brother?
Doing very, very good, man. Very, very good.
Good, good. So my first question to you is this. Well, before I go to that question, my first question is, which part of Jamaica you come from?
Well, I call Yuatan St. Catherine my base. That's my base. But I lived in St. Mary, a bush place called Port Maria. Not Port Maria, Preston Hill rather. So that was where, so I would say, as I said, my base is St. Catherine, Yuatan, but I am also a St. Mary man.
So how come you and I have to talk about that? Because my father and his family come from a Preston, so we're gonna have to talk offline about that St. Mary thing. Because
wow.
My father come from a place called Sandside.
Know of it, I know of it. Another bush.
Yes, yes, another bush. So we need to talk about that offline.
Yeah, okay.
That's a connection.
Good, good.
Which high school? Because you know we are very passionate about our high schools. So which high school did you attend?
Well, I was fortunate to have gone to the college.
The great Jamaica College.
Jamaica's College. Jamaica's College. Yeah, so I went there in, in 1964, I think. Yeah, 1964. And
good.
Left, yeah, 1964.
Good, good, good. Now, my next question to you is this one. How did you end up in Costa Rica? Tell us the story. How you end up in Costa Rica?
Okay, well, my dad had a half sister. I usually use a joke. My father is from a place called James Hill or Bunkers Hill, which is where my grandmother originated. And somehow she got involved. I don't know how the Chinese man reached up there, but she got involved with a Chinese man, and she had a child. This is before she was married. So she had a child with this Chinese, and that daughter, who is my aunt, she went to Costa Rica when she was 19. And the funny thing about it is when she went to Costa Rica, she got married to a Lewars. Her mother got married to a Lewars, and then she went to Costa Rica. Remember, she's not a Lewars, but she went to Costa Rica and got married to a Lewars. So my connection is that I have family here. Now, we have always been in touch, not on a regular basis, but my wife and I visited here about 12, 13 years ago. And we spent 2 beautiful weeks here. Didn't see much of the place because I was really with family. And but we just fell in love with the place and the people, the little that we saw. And from then, we decided that whenever I retire, this is going to be home. And so it is.
Man, you and I have some stories there in common because, again, we have to talk offline. There's that story where I have a relative, a half Chinese relative that I've been trying to find myself, kind of similar to what you just mentioned.
Mine is the auntie, you know, or my cousin.
No. So let me ask you this about Costa Rica. What you like about it the most? What you love about Costa Rica?
You know, the first thing that struck me was the people. And I'm being honest, Dave. I mean, you know how we Jamaicans are nice people and everybody just about love us. But Costa Ricans are the nicest people that I've met or come into contact with in all my travels. The nicest people, they're so calm. There's just something about the people. And apart from the place, you know, beautiful, beautiful place. And It's diverse, different areas you can go and use. It's diverse, very diverse. It's cool one area, you can go there and you have sunshine, you have, very diverse. So that is what, it's the people really that drew me to this place.
I can say the same thing. You and I were talking before, and I said I visited Costa Rica, and let me tell you, the people are just so nice. I mean, I've traveled a lot of places, but and Jamaicans, we are very nice.
Yeah. But then different here.
yeah.
Sorry, Xavier, I'll tell you this, I give the example when I tell people, I say, I am here 4 years now, and I'm being honest. I have never, ever, ever seen any form of confrontation here in my 4 years. I'm not saying that people don't quarrel or maybe behind doors or what, but I have never seen a man pointing in a man's face or woman or confrontation. Shouting, I don't even hear people shout. And I'm being honest, it sounds weird when you say shout. You don't hear a man shout and, oh, Johnny, you don't hear, everything is just calm and easy.
Easy going. From I landed there, I remember the gentleman said, find out I'm Jamaican, is like, him say, like, oh, there's a reggae station. Boom, him lick the reggae station, and so it was a great experience, really good experience. Yeah, so I'm going to ask the other flip side now. What is the thing you like the least about Costa Rica?
The least.
And if you don't have anything, that is fine too.
No, I can't think of anything. The only, well, not even, no, there's nothing really, to be honest. Nothing really.
Okay.
That I don't like.
So, Costa Rica is, you can practically call it in the Caribbean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you get everything that you possibly would get in Jamaica there, but there must be something that you don't get there. Something you say, boy.
No, the funny you said that, but for example, I live on the Pacific side, right? The Caribbean side, that is where the Jamaicans settled. For example, that's where my aunt moved to. So the Caribbean side, I can get my patty, my this, my jerk chicken, everything. But this side now, there are a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, one of the things I could not get were patties, and I love my patty, and could not get it this side on the Pacific. So that was something I missed. But I can get my ackee from my family when I go down. They can send it up by bus to me. So it's not really a lot, just codfish is another thing. Saltfish, hard to get. My daughter have to send poor saltfish here for me.
So is there a Costa Rican food that, it says is something you really enjoy, you like, that is, is there something that they do in Costa Rica? I didn't encounter any food that I knew was total Costa Rica, but you've been there 4 years. Is there something
one of the strangest thing that I had to adjust to, matter of fact, my wife had it for breakfast at a restaurant this morning, is they eat rice and bean, or peas and rice and bean. They call it rice and bean for breakfast, and you have it with your eggs. It could be fried eggs, scrambled egg, whatever, but rice and bean with eggs. And that was something that was difficult for me to adjust to, because we eat only rice and peas. That is dinner food. But now you get to enjoy it. Like I said, even fried soft boil. You see, people will have soft boiled egg, and they have it with the rice and bean. So that's one of the things I had to get accustomed to.
So there's Jamaicans there in Jamaican descendants. Let me correct myself.
Yes.
Jamaican descendants and probably other Jamaicans there. So like you have visited that side. I think the town was it Limon or?
It's a province. Province is Limon.
And it was before that. I think it was actually called a Jamaica town. I think at one point it was called a Jamaica town or something like that. But
Well, that was where the Jamaicans, when they were building the railroad from
right.
Limon to San Jose, a lot of Jamaicans, some of them left from Panama, even Panama, and came over here. And of course, you know how we stay when we go. Sometimes we go a place we're not leaving. So the funny thing is that a lot of along the railroad track, that's where you have a lot of the settlement along because that's where that's the purpose of them being there. So a lot of them have built, around the railroad track.
I see. So I hear this all the time. I'm sure you may have experienced it, that you hear patois. Some
Yeah,
people sound just like we.
Yeah,
Talk patois and everything.
It's quite different. It's a patois, but their patois, the way they is a little bit different, and it's hard to explain. You have to hear it. You understand? If you hear them talking patois on the road, you would know it's not a real Jamaican. I don't know if it's a Spanish twist. No, I'm kidding. It's not a Spanish twist, but they use the same words, but just the way it come out, you can tell it's not a real Jamaican.
Okay. So when people find out you're Jamaican and you're on the Pacific side, no. When people find out that you're Jamaican, tell me the stories that, like a funny story or something that happened when they say, listen, you're Jamaican, and then they say something else comes after.
Well, the only one that comes to mind, I remember I was at this little bar, El Dragon, having a beer. And a light-skinned guy was there, and they were playing, they love reggae music here, and they were playing the reggae music. And somehow, I don't know if somebody was there who knew that I was Jamaican, but they mentioned that I was Jamaican. Listen, man, the only thing the guy left to do is plant a big kiss and grab me, him hug me, and kneel down, and he's never met a real Jamaican, and he's from Limon. But just the way the man carried on, it's like I was a god. To the point where I came and told my wife the joke about how the guy carried on. And I even had a Jamaican, I had one of those big Jamaican flags. I don't know where I got it from. But I drove back to that place because I said I was there. And I can imagine if I'd given him that flag. I'm sure I'll know it would be flying on top of his house. but when I got there, I didn't see him. He's my Facebook friend still, so we're still in touch.
Good.
And that's the only thing I can remember when I hear that I am Jamaican, But generally, they love Jamaicans, and as you know, most places when you mention Jamaican, they relate to the music, because the music here, especially dancehall music, which I'm not very fond of, but they love it here. They love it.
So, if somebody was thinking of making that move and saying, I'm coming to Costa Rica to live, what would be your advice for them if they were thinking of making that move to Costa Rica?
Okay, well, first of all, you'd have to, of course, learn a little of the language, at least know to say si and no, learn a little bit, how to communicate a bit. You have to be prepared to accept that what I find here is hard to explain. The people are very simple. The lifestyle can be a simple lifestyle. You can't come here and say, well, I'm going to live like a big shot. And I guess because I'm speaking from the point of view of a retiree, I don't know if you mean if somebody wants to come and set up business, that's a different story. But as a retiree to live here, you just need to learn a little bit of the language and be prepared to not accept, to want all the fancy stuff that you have access to easily.
Luxuries, all the luxuries.
Right. And another thing that you have to have here is patience. Because there's nothing wrong when a man stops at the side of the road. It's 2 lanes and maybe saying a quick word to his friend. You don't blow. Wait. When you go to the bank, of course, a lot of the banks, especially in my area, they have seats. You sit down and you wait. and you can wait in the bank for like 2 hours to get one little transaction done. So you need a little patience here, both with doing business and also with dealing with people.
It's
Now,
all like back there in Jamaica.
even this morning, my wife and myself were talking about them here, where not to say I don't value time, but if they're coming to here, say at 10 o'clock, it's a Jamaican time, well, I guess you have Costa Rican time. But the difference with those people too is that if the table is turned to them, for example, you're supposed to say pick them up at 9 o'clock and you don't get 12. It's not a big deal to them. You know what I mean? It's just how they are. So patience is a big thing here.
So I know there are quite a few people who have, Americans. You used to see the ads a lot. Retire in Costa Rica, come to Costa Rica, and so on. Has that influenced what you have seen in the past couple of years in terms of, more people coming there, the build up, the cost of things, and so on? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the cost of living or cost of things hasn't really gone up, but what is very noticeable is the increase in traffic. For example, where I lived, I used to tell my friends when I'm talking, I'm coming out the gate and you look up, and when you look up, you're looking 300, 400 yards up. You look up, no car coming. You look down, no car coming. You take your time, come out. You drive, you don't pass a car for maybe a minute or so. Now, I'm not saying it's very busy, but you do see a big difference in terms of the traffic on the road, So that, which is a sign that there are more people here, and also you see a lot of construction that is going on. Because this side is a side that people, and I shouldn't say the nicest side, but it is, to me, it's the nicest side of Costa Rica. The beaches, so they have some wicked beaches, I'm telling you. Nice. So yes,
Well,
to answer the question, I've seen a difference in terms of the people, traffic, and so on.
So I'm wrapping up here, but I have a question for you. I noticed that you're back to Craig the cowboy. So tell us about Craig the cowboy.
Well, there's good parts and sad parts. But this friend of mine, we met at the gym, and he has his own horse. So he introduced me to horseback riding, and I loved it. We would meet at a spot, they would saddle the horses for us, and we ride to a little spot, have a few beers, come back. And it was good. So this time last year, I think a little over a year, some friends were visiting from Canada, and he had organized some horses. So we went to get horseback riding this particular day. And somehow the horse, it didn't have in the bit. I think that's what they said. It didn't have in the bit. And this is one of those horses that they use in the rodeos here. So it's a big horse, strong horse. So anyway, that's the horse I was on. And Xavier, we went down a gradient and to go on the road. And the road is our gravel road. A lot of the roads here, by the way, is gravel. And listen, man, when the horse reached down on the main road, if you want to call it, the horse take off with me, take off. And the funny thing is, that day I didn't have my shoes on. I had on because the heel, not the heel, the sole was coming off. So I had my running shoes on. So I couldn't put my foot right into the stirrup. And we cowboys, you have to tuck it right into the stirrup, right?
Yes, so we cowboys.
Yeah. and my running shoes I have on, which couldn't go right in. And when the horse take off with me, and by this time now, one foot is out, and if you can see, this is how I'm going on the horse now, and I couldn't stop it. And somehow I was able to turn him to the bank. Now at the bank, there, you have the barbed wire. Turn him to the bank, and the horse, when he reached the wire, Xavier, all I hear, is, and the horse turned around and taking off again. I said to myself, me not going with you, you know. You're going alone. So I just positioned myself and literally, I mean, he's going pretty fast, and literally jumped off and hit my shoulder, my hip. I still have a little, I don't have sensation in the a part of here, my bum, right? So that was my experience. So I said, never, ever, ever again. But they convinced me now the other day to go back on horse. So this is where the return of Cowboy Craig.
All right. Last question for you, Craig. Last question is this one. If there's an attraction or somewhere that you would say, if I visit Costa Rica, go see this, what would it be?
Have to visit the hot springs. They have so many hot springs here, which is nearby where the volcano is. And so they have the hot springs flowing right through, and they have the river, actually river coming down from where the volcano. So that is the main thing. That's the main attraction I would say you have to see. And of course, zip lining and the usual, you know, you can try the horseback riding.
I'll come see Cowboy Craig for that.
Yeah. Come on, hang with Cowboy Craig.
Well, listen, Craig, thank you very much for spending some time with us and telling us about Costa Rica. Any final thoughts, closing words about Costa Rica before we close out here?
No, well, what I would do is let the people know that it's a beautiful place. And well, as soon as all of this stuff is over, the COVID thing, come on down and visit. And if you, you know, you can contact me. I don't have a problem in somebody contacting me on Facebook and asking for ideas, you know. So it's an invitation, rather. It's an invitation to come on down.
Well, my brother, I'm going to take you up on that invitation. I have to come back and, you know, so thanks again. And listen, this was some great information, some great advice, and I will look out for Cowboy Craig. All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks, my friend.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.